What is a lease agreement and why is it important? Have you ever thought about renting a place of your own? If so, understanding what a lease agreement is can save you from a lot of trouble. So, what exactly is a lease agreement? It is a formal written contract between a landlord, who owns the property, and a tenant who is renting it. This document outlines the terms and conditions for renting, such as how much rent you will pay, how long you can stay, and the rules both you and the landlord must follow. Once you sign a lease, both you and the landlord are legally obligated to follow what it says. This means you cannot just change your mind about the rent or the rules without permission. A lease agreement usually includes some key details. First, it will have the address and description of the rental property. Next, it will state the start date and length of the lease. It will also specify the amount of rent and when it needs to be paid each month. Another important part is the security deposit. This is the money you pay upfront to cover any damages or unpaid rent. The lease will explain how much this deposit is and the conditions for getting it back when you move out. Additionally, the lease will outline rules about how you can use the property, who is responsible for maintenance, and what happens if either party breaks the lease early. So, why is this document so important? For tenants, it guarantees your right to live in the property under the agreed conditions. It also prevents landlords from making sudden changes to the rules or rent without your consent. For landlords, it ensures they will receive rent payments and can enforce rules to protect their property. Now, let's talk about rental scams. As a teenager learning about money management, it is essential to know that scammers may try to rent out properties without proper contracts. They might ask for money upfront without providing a valid lease. This is where understanding lease agreements becomes vital. A lease helps you confirm that the rental is legitimate and that your rights as a tenant are clear. Always ask for a written lease before paying any money. Read it carefully to make sure you understand everything. If something is confusing, do not hesitate to ask questions or seek help before signing. Remember, a lease agreement is not just a piece of paper. It is a key legal document that protects both you and the landlord. By knowing what a lease is and why it matters, you can avoid financial scams and make renting a safer experience.